Hey guys, Skyblue Simulations here, and welcome to another video of flight review. So what we're gonna do is we'll be doing an FLS approach. First of all, how do you know if your aircraft is FLS capable? It's gonna say so on somewhere in the tech log, the aircraft configuration summary, but more importantly, in some aircraft there will be an F app displayed here. But alternately, you could also look on your perf page. There will be an option to switch between FLS and final app. How do you else do you know if your aircraft is FLS? So again, FLS is a kind of approach guidance where it provides vertical guidance to non-precision 2D approaches. So we have the RNAV or the RNP06 rather, in which the Airbus reads it as an RNAV. Okay, we're going to be using LNAV, VNAV minimums. Okay, but you can use any minimums that you want here. You want to turn the LS button on because it is a FLS, FMS landing system. So as you can see, it's going to give this magenta line on a radial N to the runway, and it's going to show you these special localizer and slope scale and the special deviation diamonds. So instead of like one single magenta line, they're now two. That's how you know. And as you can see, there is no localizer. It's just RPL06, 3 degrees, and the distance. Okay? So there is actually not much difference. Oh, by the way, so we're at of the initial approach fix. So if we're cleared for the approach, again, guys, put it down rather to 1,700 and make sure it's managed if it hasn't been already. So I didn't have to do that. Okay, so it's like an ILS approach, all right? In the sense that once you start turning towards the final approach course, you could arm the approach. But unlike an ILS, you cannot auto land with it. Okay, it's not position, so you need to use autopilot too. Now, guys, be extra vigilant when you're doing an FLS approach because sometimes, or more often than not, it really depends. Even if you're centered on the glide slope and the localizer, you'll still be off course, like misaligned with the runway, or maybe a bit too high, a bit too low. So if you have the opportunity, make sure you're scanning between the PFD and outside. So let's go ahead and do that now, all right? I'm just gonna bump up the speed here. All right, here we go. We're turning in. So I'm going to verbalize. Okay, RPL06 and on normal sensing cleared RNAV06. I'll press the approach. F Glideslope blue, F loc star, F app. Okay. Then the approach face will activate here. The target will drop down. Okay, approach face activated. RNAV06. Flaps 1.
Speed checked flaps 1.
Very good. So it will overshoot a bit. Okay. One dot below, you can go flaps 2.
Speed checked flaps 2.
Well, this will prioritize not the glide slope, but it's going to prioritize the restrictions. In this case, it's 1,700 feet at the final descent point. F loc. Hold on. The QNH. I believe the QNH is 1015. Glideslope star. Okay. Okay. Even though this is 1015. Sorry, the Glideslope wasn't set. So once you see F Glideslope star, F Glideslope, you're gonna set the missed approach to 6,000, just like your ILS. Let's see. 7 miles, 2,100. We should be Gucci. We're about 200 feet over, I think. Can't see. So, oh, we're towards 2 whites. That's good. All right. Zoom in. All right, 2,000. Gear down.
Gear down.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked flaps 3.
Flaps full.
Speed checked flaps full.
Landing checklist. Memo landing no blue. Now, again, remember non-precision approaches. The final approach course won't always be aligned with the runway. FLS prioritizes aligning itself with the runway, so there will be times where you cannot really use FLS, or you shouldn't use FLS. But since the final approach course and the runway are aligned here, we can use FLS in this case. Disconnecting autopilot, manual flight. So again, because it's a non-precision approach, checked. Because it's a non-precision approach, and FLS is derived from your FMS by inserting an accurate QNH and temperature. Okay, let's not go deep into that. Putting in the wrong things may make you high or low. So right now, you want to be scanning between your localizer and Glideslope deviations. And you're looking outside. Are we 2 reds, 2 whites? Yes, we are. Okay. Okay. So just over, or you dropped them to 3. It's just a tiny bit. It's fine. Now, just in case you do not trust the FLS, you can go bird on. Okay.
400. Minimum.
Continue. You could go bird on
300.
if you wanted to. FD's off. Set runway track. 3 reds. Okay, hold on. Oh, hold on. I was focusing there. Sorry about that. Okay.
100.
Okay. Again, you can keep the flight directors on, but if you're not satisfied with the performance of the FDs,
30,
you could
20,
use the
retard,
bird.
10. Retard. 5. Retard.
Oh, damn. Nice landing.
Spoilers. Reverse green. Brake medium. Decel. $70 knots.
Forward idle, manual braking. Alright. That's it, guys. See ya.